much.
Grazie. La parola all'onorevole Gomes.
Thank you, Ms. Gomes. 1.5 minutes.
Ahead of a political declaration by the EU foreign ministers on a new EU human rights strategy and the appointment of a special representative of human rights, I urge Madam Ashton and the EU member states to consider Parliament's concerns and demands included in this important report by my colleague Richard Howitt, for which I thank him. And I second this call for colleagues on the right side of this House to reconsider their vote on the amendments that are retabled on LGBT people's human rights, women's sexual and reproductive health, European accountability on the torture, renditions and secret prisons, and Gaza war crimes. I believe we need to be coherent and consistent in order to ensure that human rights and democracy promotion are indeed at the core of our external action. We have lessons to learn from the Arab Spring, and we need to put an end to the support that goes on to regimes, oppressive regimes, under the pretext of security, stability, economic interests. Take the case of Ethiopia, an oppressive regime that is a main beneficiary of EU development assistance. More for more must also mean less for less, as we say in this report. This means that we need a more smart and active support for civil society instead, and all actors of democratization, while making sure that our security, trade and development and other policies take human rights and democratization efforts into account. All levels of EU staff, including in the EU's delegations and including the heads of delegation, must have adequate human rights training. The new strategy must bear scrutiny from Parliament, media and civil society. Country strategies, papers and human rights benchmarks must provide for timely consultation with civil society and must be made public. And I hope that you, Madam Ashton, and our ministers, when they visit any of these countries where human rights defenders and activists face difficulties, make a point of meeting them and bringing back their concerns.
Grazie.
Thank you. Next, Mr. Kowal, 1 minute.
Dziękuję bardzo.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. My first comment may be most important. We often talk about countries in transition, about economic reform, other reforms.